Thanks for being with us tonight. Our top story at 6, the unprecedented effort by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to pardon a rideshare driver in the death of a Black Lives Matter protester is raising questions about other pending cases in Travis County courts. Last week, a jury found Daniel Perry guilty of murdering Garrett Foster. Happened back in July of 2020. Now, District Attorney Jose Garza made police accountability a priority, leading to indictments of more than a dozen officers that the governor publicly condemned.
Would Governor Abbott also seek pardons for officers should they be found guilty? Here's senior reporter Tony Flahetsky with this Defenders exclusive.
There cannot be trust if there is no accountability when law enforcement breaks the law.
Soon after, Travis County District Attorney Jose Garza announced criminal charges against 19 officers for their use of force in the May 2020 protest, Governor Greg Abbott turned to Twitter to condemn the indictments. He wrote, quote, "In 2020, Texas experienced violent protests that wreak havoc on communities throughout our state. In Austin, many officers were physically attacked. Those officers should be praised for their efforts, not prosecuted. In Texas, we always back the blue."
If a Travis County jury finds these officers guilty, it won't matter to Governor Abbott. And if he wants to demand a pardon, he can do that.
Austin attorney Rick Cofer says it's difficult to know whether Governor Abbott could attempt to use his pardon authority for any officer convicted in future cases. But, he says, it appears possible after the governor's controversial pardon request in the case of Daniel Perry and his statements about the protester cases. Those statements also included what Abbott said here immediately after the protest indictments. Time will also tell whether I, as governor, must take action to exonerate any police officer unjustly prosecuted.
Without a doubt, it is on the radar of officers who have been indicted by the district attorney that if they are convicted, it is possible, maybe even likely, that Governor Abbott will request a pardon for them as well.
No trial date has been set for any officer indicted in the protest. But in May, Officer Christopher Taylor will stand trial for murder in the death of Michael Ramos in another high-profile case against an APD officer. Taylor has said he fired because he feared for his safety and that of others after Ramos got in his car and started driving. Prosecutors have said the shooting was an unnecessary use of force. Abbott has not commented on that case.
Generally speaking, of course, I am concerned about the governor's willingness to intrude on pending criminal cases. And I don't think anyone should have any confidence that he's not going to do it again.
District Attorney Jose Garza says he remains certain in the integrity of the local justice system, as long as it isn't influenced by outside political forces.
It is impossible to predict which cases here in Travis County, which cases across the state of Texas, that the governor may decide to intervene in.
In a statement, Attorney Ken Irvin, who represents many of the indicted officers from the protest, and Officer Taylor, said, quote, "We anticipate our police officer clients will be acquitted at trial. Should any of them be convicted, a pardon would be at the discretion of the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles and Governor Abbott. We would welcome their independent review and provide information as requested."